Well. How the turntables. What a freaking win by the Ravens this week against the Lions. I'm going to be honest, I thought it was going to be a close game. The Lions, coming into that game, they're 5-1 team. They're supposedly one of the best teams in the NFL. If you're on Twitter and you see Lions fans, they'd have you think they were the best team since ever. They're never going to lose again. They're going to march to an easy Super Bowl. Look, their fans are the most delusional people on earth, I learned this week. They're still trying to trash talk the Ravens, even though they lost 38-6, but that's beside the point. Look, the Ravens played the most complete game they've played since 2019. It was just a joy to watch them play this week. Look, everybody says Lamar Jackson, he's not a quarterback, he's a running back, and all that bullshit that, frankly, I'm tired of hearing. It's people that don't watch football. They don't understand football. 21 for 27 passing with 357 yards, a 155.8 passer rating, damn near perfect. He almost got the 158.3. 3 touchdowns. I mean, you can't really get much better than that, but he's not a quarterback. I'm fucking sick of it. Excuse me, but it's old. He is not only a great quarterback, he might be the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, it's between him and Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar does shit that not even Patrick Mahomes can do. If you look at that Nelson Aguilar touchdown play, no one gets out of that, rolls out, goes back, throws it through 2 people. I mean, it's just something only Lamar Jackson can do. Absolutely fantastic game. He always comes to play in the big ones. Yeah, the Ravens do play down the competition a lot, and that's my big problem with them, and we'll get to that talking point here towards the end of this video, but they definitely came to play against the Lions. And if they play like that throughout the rest of this season, in the playoffs, because like Lamar said, this is only one regular season win. At the end of the day, it's one win. He's looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at the playoffs. You know, he's looking to win a Super Bowl as a quarterback for the Ravens. I feel like he's going to get there. I think he's going to deliver on that promise. I don't know if it's going to be this year, next year, the year after, but he is going to win a Super Bowl as a Baltimore Raven. He's only 26 years old. Lamar's going to be an even better passer by the time he's like 30. I think he's going to continue to progress in his career. I think hiring Todd Monken was the best possible thing that could have happened for him. Because, yeah, he did win a unanimous MVP in Greg Roman's offense, but Todd Monken is opening him up as a passer. I think it's going to keep him healthier in the long run. He's not going to be running as much. I mean, Lamar got he had a rushing touchdown yesterday on the 4th-and-1 play at the beginning of the game, but it was a short run, untouched. A lot of his runs yesterday were on broken passing plays where he kind of rolled out and got out of bounds. It wasn't a lot of designed runs, him running up the middle and taking huge hits. He did take one hit in the pocket from Aiden Hutchinson. It was one of the dirtiest plays I've ever seen. I lost a lot of respect for him, just diving in at Lamar's knees well after the ball was released. And he got flagged for it, but absolutely inexcusable. We're going to throw out Kyle Hamilton for a play that he honestly had no control over. I mean, he's going for the ball and the guy starts getting tackled and his helmet drops last week against Tennessee. You know, coincidental helmet-to-helmet hit. I don't think he was headhunting the guy. Aiden Hutchinson was obviously going after Lamar Jackson's knees. He should have been tossed. That was bullshit. I think it was dirty. And I think the Lions are an undisciplined, they're just not there. Dan Campbell, I got a lot of respect for him as a head coach. I think he fires guys up, but at the same time, maybe a little too much. Maybe a little Rex Ryan-esque, kind of a blowhard. Had that team, you know, they're down 28-0 at the half. They come out. I mean, obviously they're pissed off. They already had the dirty play near the end of the first half. They just, you know, seemed out of it and kind of felt like, to me, they might have been trying to hurt some people. Not a good look for the Lions whatsoever. They got embarrassed multiple times in that game. Ronnie Stanley's running block on the Lamar Jackson rushing touchdown, he damn near took that man back to Detroit the way he was blocking him. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that play. Focus in on Ronnie Stanley. It's one of the best pancakes you're ever going to see. Rock Ya-Sin slamming Amon-Ra St. Brown late in that game. It was just stuff like that. They got embarrassed. in every single facet. They were supposed to be the more physical team coming into Baltimore. Instead, they got bitch slapped, and now they have to go back to Detroit with their tails tucked between their legs. The Ravens just absolutely manhandled them. Their offensive line absolutely manhandled the Lions defense. Lamar only took like one quarterback hit the entire game. The Ravens defense, the supposed best offensive line in football, the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff was under duress so much in that game. It was just, it wasn't even funny. He looked like scared. He looked like Joe Burrow does when Joe Burrow plays the Ravens. He's throwing balls away. He's terrified to get hit. He's obviously not used to it because the line typically protects him. I lost a lot of respect for him, honestly. He looked like he was out of it. When they got down in that game, he didn't have any fire whatsoever to try to come back. Like last year, when the Ravens were up 35-14 on the Dolphins, Tua brought him back. Tua never felt like they were out of that game. He was making the plays. He came back and he brought the Dolphins back, and I honestly have a lot of respect for him for that because he never, ever got down on himself. He kept himself in that game. Jared Goff wasn't doing that. He looked like he resigned to losing. He quit, and he was scared to take a hit. And, yeah, I just feel like he's a loser for that. He played absolutely pathetic football against the Ravens. And a guy who would, coming into that game, I thought very highly of as a quarterback, I lost a lot of respect for, honestly. Geno Stone got his 4th interception in that game. He leads the NFL in interceptions. The Ravens lead the NFL in sacks, and they have the interception leader. The defense is very real. I think that was a big test for them, and they absolutely aced it. Brought the pressure all day, just doing Ravens things. Roquan Smith continues to be a dominant factor, captain of the Ravens defense. Patrick Queen has been fantastic this season. Justin Madubuike, Odafe Owe was back in this game, and I think that was a big factor, big presence on that pass rush and that defensive line. Edge rush, it was a big deal to have him back in the game. I'm very glad he's back and healthy. It was just overall, really fun game. I said the Nelson Aguilar touchdown play. That was an amazing play. It might have been my favorite play of the game. Lamar's RPO to Odell earlier in the game, near the very beginning of the game, that was fantastic. The fake handoff, kind of pulled back, thought Lamar was going to sweep, and then he just whips it into Odell. I mean, that was great. Odell looked like he was coming alive a little bit in that game. Hoping he's a big contributor for the Ravens in the stretch run and that receiving core. The Gus Edwards catch was unreal. That's the longest completion in the NFL this season. It's an 80-yard catch and run. So that was a lot of fun. I think he had 144 total yards in that game, rushing and receiving combined. So he had a big game for the Ravens. Gotta give Gus the Bus his flowers. Speaking of Zay Flowers, he caught a bomb earlier in that game. Earlier in the game for the Ravens. Just it seemed like everybody on the offense showed up. Pat Ricard, you got to give him his props for that game. He had a couple of big plays. He's not usually the guy they're looking for, but he had a good catch and run in that game. Mark Andrews with his 2 touchdown catches, absolutely fantastic. It just seemed like everything went right for the Ravens. If they played like that against the bad teams, nobody's beating them. I feel like when the Ravens lose, they play down in competition. They went into Pittsburgh, they played down. Against the Colts, they played down. I feel like if they came out and played like they did against the Lions, no one can beat them. I think they'd beat San Francisco. I think they'd beat Philadelphia. I think they'd maul Kansas City. Buffalo lost to the Patriots yesterday. I'm not really too worried about them. But at the same time, matched up against the Ravens, they're both going to bring their A game. I think the Ravens, with their A game, absolutely trounce the Bills. The Ravens play like that. No one is beating them. I'll say that right now. Now, I'm not guaranteeing anything because you know how, come out in the playoffs, you might not play your best game. But I think that things are different in Baltimore this year. I think, bringing in Todd Monken, Roquan's there for a full season. I definitely think the vibes are really good in the Ravens locker room right now. And I think the sky's the limit for this team. I think if they have their mind set out to it, they can go and win a Super Bowl. Wouldn't shock me at all. They've got a great team. And, it's going to be exciting to see where they go because they have a gauntlet. in the second half of this season. I mean, absolutely. They got to win these next 3 games in a row, and it all starts with Arizona this next Sunday. My birthday weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Get to hopefully see a win, see the Ravens move to 6-2 on the season. There's no reason why they shouldn't absolutely punk the Cardinals. I know they've been playing with a lot of heart there. Josh Dobbs, you got to give him, all the credit in the world for the situation he's been put in. He's been playing really well. It also seems like Jonathan Gannon has that team playing pretty fired up, even though they've been losing a lot. I do give them a lot of credit. And I feel like, the Ravens should still beat their ass. I mean, they're not that good of a team, but I feel like the Ravens should take care of business. 4 o'clock next Sunday. So, I mean, looking forward to it. Hopefully they come out playing like they did today. Hopefully, they're hitting a stride right now and, carry it throughout the rest of the season, because we have some tough games coming up on that schedule. I mean, it's going to be Seattle at home is no gimme, but I feel like the Ravens should win that. Cleveland at home, we should kick the Browns' ass. Cincinnati, I think the Ravens are a much better team than Cincinnati, but divisional game, so you never know. Some of the other games on the schedule, you got the Chargers, you got the Rams, you got the Dolphins, you got the 49ers, and you got those dreaded Steelers again. That's the game that means the most to me, if I'm being completely honest. I just need the Ravens to beat the Steelers at least once this season. I feel like they should, and they should have won the first game. 10 drops certainly did not help, but 1-score game on the road. I feel like at home, if they come out and play like they did versus Detroit, they'd beat them by 30 points. But are they going to do that? It's a divisional game. It's a lot different. Mike Tomlin knows the Ravens like the back of his hand. John Harbaugh knows the Steelers like the back of his. It's always going to be tough between those two teams. They usually split on a season. I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm not wishing the whole season away, though, because that's the last game of the season. So, yeah, I've done that before, which, just waiting for one game the entire season, and then before you know it, the season's gone. It goes by fast enough when you're going week to week. So, just saying some of these games that they got coming up and everything, I know they have a tough schedule, but, Jacksonville's in there too, can't forget them. They always play the Ravens tough, but, yeah, you just got to focus on what's next. They play the Cardinals next, and, hopefully they come out and play like they did versus Detroit, because like I said, one of the most complete games the Ravens have played since 2019, very reminiscent of the 2019 team, in my opinion, with some new twists and wrinkles. Lamar looking like a much more seasoned passer. He's looking like one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, in my opinion. And honestly, if you don't think that, you don't know too much about football. But yeah, it should be, it should be interesting to see where they go. Because like I said, the sky's the limit for this team. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to being a Ravens fan. I had a horrible week of picks. I went 5-7 this week in picks. Terrible. But I'm 64-41 on the year. So, I mean, I still feel like, I'm doing pretty well. I'm in the 90th percentile on Pigskin Pick'em still. So, hoping for a bounce back week next week in picks. I'm going to be completely honest. I'll watch some of the 49ers Vikings Monday Night Football game tonight, but while the ALCS is on commercial, because we got a Game 7 tonight. We got the Rangers and Astros. Max Scherzer versus Christian Javier. Winner goes to the World Series. Also, we have the Phillies and Diamondbacks this evening. And, Philadelphia leads that series 3-2. They have a chance to put the Diamondbacks to sleep tonight. We could, potentially see a World Series rematch, or we could see the Rangers get in there playing the Phillies, or who knows, maybe the Diamondbacks have 2 road wins in Philadelphia up their sleeve. I'm kind of doubting that. But, yeah, I mean, it should be some interesting baseball on tonight. If I'm not mistaken, the Caps also play tonight. It might be tomorrow. I honestly, get the schedule mixed up a lot, but I will double check that. I know they play the Maple Leafs next. Not really, looking forward to that. The Caps haven't been playing well. I think the Maple Leafs will probably, run them off the ice. But they get the Maple Leafs and Devils their next 2 games, and the Devils game's in New Jersey. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a pretty season for Caps fans, but that's okay. Because, I'm lucky. I was born in Baltimore. I like the Ravens and Orioles. I got the Ravens to lean on. I know a lot of people that are Caps fans that also like the Commanders or, you know, Washington, whatever the hell you want to call them. Yeah, and they suck. They just lost 14-7 to the Giants. All of my Washington buddies are kind of down right now because, you know, they felt like they should have won that game yesterday. I know Jonathan Allen on the, I was going to say Redskins, on the Commanders, definitely pissed off. If you haven't seen that rant, go look it up. I'm sure if you're a football fan, you've probably seen it, but, you know, in case you haven't, you got to look that up. It's pretty good. So, yeah. Lots of good sports going on right now. Honestly, pretty happy after the big Ravens win, and looking forward to next week. So, yeah, that's all I really got for today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you like talking football, baseball, hockey, basketball, you know, whatever. I'm down to talk about whatever with y'all. So, yeah, comment, let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, and yeah, peace out. I will see you all tomorrow.